Hello everybody, this is Maverick, back again with another video. This time it's going to be a follow-up to the previous video I did yesterday, because I didn't really explain how to do it properly. This is going to be a follow-up tutorial on how to do a reskin for Train Simulator. It will include some of the same steps as before. If that's the case, just try and bear with. I'll try and get to the new steps. I'll use the Discord to help me, show you what the images are, and try to give you guys a better idea of what you're doing. As I got some criticism from my friend yesterday, which thank you for that. Making new content helps my channel, which also gives you guys an insight on what to do if you're stuck on anything. So, the three main things you will need for this reskin will be paint.net and editing software like Photoshop, GIMP, anything else you can think of, you could probably use it. RW tools and RSBin tools, there will be a link for each of those in the description, and the plugins for paint.net. Now, what you're going to do, obviously you need to have Train Simulator to do this, or any other game if you want to reskin that. Now, you're going to go to your folders, and you're going to navigate to your Train Simulator Classic folder, or as it's called, Railworks folder. So when you're in your Railworks folder, it should end up here. You're going to go to Assets, and any of these you can choose from. You can customize assets if you really want to. As you can see, I've got the main folders like RSC, DTG, which are, I don't know what that stands for, but that's Dovetail Games. And you've got third-party websites like Bossman Games, Caledonian Works, Armstrong Powers, so on. But I'm going to choose RSC, and this should be where all of your Steam engines are located in the game. So, as you can see, we've got A4 packs, the original Flying Scotsman and the Tornado. For this test, I'm going to use the LNER A4 pack. You're going to want to double click on that, go to Railworks, Steam, A4, and you're going to stop here. As you can see, one of my reskins is already here, and I don't think I did half bad. There'll be a picture on screen right now as we speak. But we are going to click on one of these folders that we're going to choose from. Now, I'm going to use Bitten because it's just they four packs are the same, so it doesn't really matter. You're going to press copy, you're going to left click again, and you're going to right click in the open space and press paste. Now, it should come up with Bitten copy. If you've done that correctly, that is amazing. Now, you're going to name it to whatever you want. So I'm going to name it Games for the simple terms, just so I know what the folder name is. Keep this folder name in your head and remember the exact way you spelt it. This will come in very handy in a second. Now, you're going to minimize the folder and you're going to open RW Tools. RW Tools is an editing or programming software for the textures. This is very essential because if not, this will not work and you'll mess with the original folders. Now, it should open you to the folder you've just created, and if you see insert name.bin, you double click on that. Now, it comes up with this. You're going to think, oh no, scripting, what do I do? Follow me, you'll live through it, it's easy, it takes about 5 minutes at maximum. Now, there's a name right here, it's called name d-type c delta string, and inside these two little arrows here should be the name of the locomotive, so it's A4 Bitten. I'm going to keep the A4, but I'm going to change Bitten to the folder name we have just done. You can pause and go back to the end of or the start of the video, whatever you need to do. Now, you want to find your language, so English, French, Italian, Spanish, Dutch, Polish, whatever. You're going to do the exact same thing you just did. You're not done yet, do not go away. Now, you want to go to search and replace and find. Then the three letters you're going to type in, only three letters, you're going to type in GEO. Once you have typed in GEO, you're going to press find. And it should lead you to here. There should be a black square lining out the three letters you've just typed. Now, you're going to follow this line, and where it says the locomotive name, so mine is Bitten, you're going to change it to the folder name you have just done before. And you're done. That's all the coding you'll need to do. Unless you're doing a tender engine, which I'll now show you how to do. You press save, and then you close that if you want to. Now, I'm just going to show you how to do tender. It's really simple. You're going to do files, open, and it should take you back here. Now you're going to go back to where it says games, and you're going to go to tender. Now, it should say LNER A4 corridor tender, or just tender corridor.bin. double click on that. You have to do the exact same thing you've just done. So I'm going to leave this, I'm going to change the corridor to games. So now it's just said A4 tender linear, or A4 games tender linear. And now you just do the same steps again. Now you're going to want to go to search and replace, find GEO again, close that. Where it says bitten, you're going to change it to games again. Now, oh, hang on. Now, what this will do is this will give the game the idea of where to go for the texture. So, to get the texture to work, you are now going to open Train Simulator Classic. Once you are in the game, you have two choices. You can either go to Quick Drive or Build. Personally, I prefer to go to Build, but like I said on the last video, I personally go to Quick Drive. I'm going to do Build just to switch it up a bit. So we're going to go to my Heritage Railway. Now, once you have loaded into the game, you're going to go straight to the train editing software, or straight to where you place the trains down, and you're going to wait for your game to load again. Once the game has loaded, you're going to place the train wherever you want to, or the locomotive. Don't worry about this, I'm just going to delete that now because it doesn't work. So I'm going to place it over here. Scroll down, try and find where you've got the folder, or where the things are. So mine should be right here. A4 games, and as you can see, if I place it down correctly, it has worked. Then you're going to find the tender. A4 games tender, and that has also worked. Now you can spawn in and test it if you want to, which I'm not going to do just for the sake of the video, just to show you that it has worked. Well, don't worry, that isn't the actual texture, that's another loco that I have. I think may have been deleted. Yeah, Tornado's not here anymore. Place it back down then. Just place it. I won't be using this one, this is just so the game actually loads properly. There we go, the game has now loaded, and you could test the A4 however you want to. I'm just going to do full reverse, test the lamps. Everything seems to work. If everything works, you've done it correctly. Well done, you can now go on to the easiest bit of the reskin by far. Now, I will be using the Discord server, Golden Age Developments, for this, because they were very helpful in giving me the idea and the sense of what I wanted to do. So now, we're going to creation questions, which is where Mr. Oh wait, why is the name not showing up? Well, this guy helped me a lot, and this is what we're going to do. So now, before we continue, you're going to right click on your homepage, and you're going to make a folder. You're going to rename it to whatever you want. I'm going to rename it to games, as we just did in the previous video. Now what you're going to do, you're going to open RS Bin Tools, so you can export the texture and be able to edit it however you want to. So you're going to press File, Open, Source File. You are going to navigate to your new texture, which will be Games, Engine, Textures, and this is the mistake that most people make. You want to use A4_engine, not normal. If you do normal, this will be the bump map. Now, this is another thing my friend told me about. The bump map gives the game, it tells the game what or where all the rivets should be. So like all the bolts and stuff. This is not what you want. This is a thing that you need to keep OG. If you edit it, could risk doing something. This is the file that you're going to want. It should be all nice and blue or whatever color it is before. And you're going to want to keep the compression file size in mind. So mine is DXT5, because that will be important for importing the texture back to Train Simulator. Now, you're going to navigate to desktop, after you've pressed DDS tool and export DDS data, you're going to go to your regular folder and you're going to name it whatever you want, as long as you remember what it is. So now you can minimize that and minimize your folder, and now this is going to be the easiest step. You're going to open paint.net, you're going to wait for it to load, and once it's loaded you can press file, hang on the games, there we go, you can press open, file and open, and navigate back to your folder, which should be games and main DDS. Now the folder will appear like this. Do not worry, this is normal. What you're going to do, you're going to press effects and you're going to press alpha mask. This is a plugin, I will leave it in the description. It is very helpful for what I'm doing or what you will do in the future. And before we continue, where it says background, go under and press add new layer, and you want to drag layer 2 underneath the background. This layer will help you keep all the bumps and stuff. Even though there's a bump map, we still need to keep all the detail. So the way that I will do it is what I will now show you. We're going to click on the first message because Discord uploaded them in the wrong order. Now you're going to go back to paint.net and you're going to press adjustments. You're going to press combined adjustments, which is another plugin I will leave in the description also. You're going to set the first one to 100 and the second one to 83, and you're not going to select the layer 2. Anyways, 100 and the second one is 83. Once that is done, the number where it says 100, you're going to press 0. That is it for the combined adjustments. Now you're going to press adjustments again, brightness and contrast. This is what comes with paint.net. You're going to do 27 and you're going to do 17 and you're going to press enter. This is what the message has told me to do. If we scroll past 27, 17, then you're going to want to go to effects, objects, and switch grade to alpha, and you're going to be deleting white. And this is how the texture should be now. If it's not, rewind the video and try and find where you went wrong. Now, the next step, obviously that, and you should end up like this, which is what I've just shown you. He has told me that it starts with keeping the bake with a very dark loco, and it may need refining for lighter locos, which should be easier, but okay. So now, you scroll down, the alpha mask plugin should be there, which it is, and I've got this far. This is where I got stuck last time, and I didn't know how to colour it. So now, what we did before, add a new layer, and drag it underneath and add any colours or details you want on that layer. Done. So now, you select layer 2, go to your colour wheel, and you select the colour you want. I'm going to go with a blue. We're going to make it a bit darker, or a bit lighter, depending on what you want. I'm going to do more of like this colour, and then that. Then you're going to do paintbrush, and choose the brush size you want, and it should keep all the details there without interfering with anything. I'm going to set it to 900 just for a quick demonstration. Now, this is method 1. Method 2 is the same way, but you don't edit the whole texture at once, because this can always be a bit overwhelming, depending on how you do it. Now, we're going to go back to the regular texture, we're going to move the layer back down, we're going to keep the same colour as we had before. Now, what I did to help me with this, I went and zoomed in, and I said, well, surely I can do it with a separate tool, which would help. So, I'm going to select this area here, only this area. This is just as an example. So now you're going to press adjustments, combine adjustments, and we're not going to be on layer 2, made that mistake again, sorry about that. So now we're going to do combine adjustments, the exact same thing should be there, adjustments, brightness and contrast, yet again, effects, alpha mask, do not do alpha mask, I will shut up, that is incorrect. You switch grade to alpha, and then you click on layer 2, and you start editing, and that's it. That is the way that I learned to reskin, by using that method and a method my friend told me, which is games. He is a very good YouTuber, I recommend you go check out his channel. I'll leave a link in the description. And now, once you have finished your texture, you can do it however you want, edit it what other colours you want. This is the texture that we'll have for the example and in-game example. So now, you're going to think, well, how do I get it back to the original setting? Before you do any of that, you're going to press background and you're going to merge layer down. This is essential because if not, the file will not work in Train Simulator. Now, you're going to press the properties tool underneath the layers, and this number right here determines how shiny the model will be. 225 is the maximum, which is not ideal, and 1 or 0 is the lowest. I personally do 35 to 50. I'm going to do 50 for this example. Now, you're done. You press File, Save As, and you click on that and you save it as that. That is the editing done, and this is where you need to remember the DXT5. Your file could be a DXT3 or anything else here. If it's a DXT5, keep it like that. Also, remember to check the Generate Maps button and the Bubic thing. I don't know what that is, but just leave it how it is. And you're going to press OK, and it should, no errors should come up. Now, you can exit paint.net unless you want to edit something else on the texture, but that should be fine. Now, you go back to you go back to RS Bin Tools, and you should be here again. Now you're going to press DDS tool and import DDS data, and you're going to go to here. Now that your changes should be saved, and you can press File, Save As, save it to where you just made it. Make sure it is in the same file location, because if not you'll edit a different loco. Now you can exit out of everything you have, and you can open Train Simulator again. Once Train Simulator is opened again, you're going to press Build, or where you just made your new loco, and you're going to go back to where you just had your loco, and you're going to test it and see if it's there. If it's there and it works, you have done an amazing job, and that is the end of the reskinning process. This tutorial is probably the most detail I can give, with all of the stuff in between, like plugins, discords, everything. If you ever get stuck, ask a Discord server. As you can see, it is here, and all of the details have been saved. All of these lines, which is where the lining would be, and all the bolts up here have been saved. If this is correct, you are done. Well done, and thank you for watching this video. This took me a while to make, because obviously the last video was recorded late at night, so I didn't really have the brain capacity to tell you what to do exactly, and to put some links in the description, because I did forget. But this is the end. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. Actually, that was indeed not the end, because I did forget a few minor details. We're going to go back into Paint on that, and I'm just going to show you a quick couple things that I missed, because the brain is not working today, we'll say that much. We're going to go to my Reskin folder, I'm going to go to this one, Effects, Alpha Mask, Untick, right. The Reskin. I told you how to reskin, I told you how to import it back to Train Simulator. The one thing I didn't mention while doing the reskin is, I will just show you right now. We're going to do it again. I'm going to select that. I'm going to do the layer after. I'm going to do this. It should look like that. Brightness and contrast. Right. Now you're going to go to Object and switch straight to Alpha. Pretty simple stuff. You already know that. But the detail I missed out, once you have edited the texture, so I'm going to do it blue again, probably not the same blue, but probably a lighter blue. I'm going to grab a quick sizer. So now, you have something that looks like this. You deselect what you've just done. You don't keep it selected, but what you're going to do now, you're going to do the opposite of what you've just done. So the brightness and contrast, go back to 0 and 0, and then the brightness and adjustments, or the combined adjustments, sorry, will be 0 and 0 again. Now the colour should be more natural, and it shouldn't look bad. Now, another thing I should mention, you're going to merge the layer down obviously, but another thing I should mention, if you think a colour looks nice, but you don't do what I just did, it's not gonna look good. I'll put an image on screen of what my first attempt at the reskin before that I showed as an image looked like. As you can see, it is not nice. I don't like it. I'm quite happy with what I got now. But another thing, if you are doing the method that I showed you before, which requires you to edit the only bit, which is the whole screen, so we're going to do this again, just bear with me. I just want to make sure everyone gets this correct, so everyone can have a fun time reskinning. So this is the whole editing texture. You're going to add another layer. If you do this, and then you think, oh no Maverick, I've accidentally coloured the piston rods in, what should I do now? Now, what you can do, if you have another file, or the same file, you can reopen the file and it'll make another tab. Then, you can do the Alpha Mask plugin, and you get the select tool, you select the top, where all of the stuff is, you can press the second box. If you want to add another bit, you can copy that, and you can paste it, and it will give you the original image on the new image. Now, that is essential if you want the original textures to be there on some parts of the reskin. But this should hopefully boost your skills. If I forgot anything else, let me know down in the comments. Thank you to Cythlon Jr. for giving me the criticism on the last video and helping me make this new one. Thank you to Games4 for the select tool method, and thank you to YTR Bentley, I think it was, on the GAD Discord, for telling me how to reskin properly and telling me and guiding me through all the way. That is properly it for this video now. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.